Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. Cardano shows some interesting developments on the chart. Yeah, there's some news on the indicators and we're going to take a look at that. Generally, Cardano struggles to retrace. So it has moved up in the last couple of days quite significantly, and it also, when it moved up here, through that very, very important resistance level and that zone that we had on the chart here, which started at around 97 cents. So that was the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, a very important resistance level. You can see just by looking at the chart here, how when you approach that resistance level, the price did just move sideways. So it did react to that resistance level here as well, and here as well. And it provided support before, so it is, and here especially. So this zone in general is an important one. So Cardano, of course. Cardano then moved higher, all the way up to $1.10 pretty much, and then retraced. And now we already see the next green candle emerging. I mean, we're here on the 4-hour chart. It's a bit too early to say what's happening now. I mean, I would have loved to see a possible retest of that $1.02 level. That would have allowed the indicators to retrace a little bit, especially here on the 4-hour chart, on the 1-hour chart, because they are just overbought. I mean, the 1 hour did already retrace a little bit. You can see that here, because it moved down from around $1.10 all the way down to $1.05. Yeah, I mean, all of that is really just small stuff. So if we just draw those fibs here from that last move up, we can see that the price did retrace to the 38.2% fib level at $1.05 pretty much. So that was a pretty bullish retracement. If it stays like that, that is really bullish, because the higher the fib level is for that retracement in an uptrend, normally the more bullish, and you would expect the next move up to happen fast. It's looking generally surprisingly good. I mean, we've always said that if Cardano starts to move, then it can go fast. Yeah, it can go really fast, especially as it is so undervalued, or it has been so undervalued. We've been talking about that, how low those indicators were on the higher time frames. But in the end, I've read some comments about, should I FOMO in now? In my opinion, I mean, we are moving up, obviously, but if you buy or not, that obviously I cannot, that decision is only yours. I've always told you when I buy, I mean, you see my buy and sell orders on Discord, channel members do that. Sometimes I buy just outside of those buy orders, and we are at $1.07. I mean, it is important. That breakout above $1 is important for Cardano. If it can hold it, amazing. That then would mean the low is already in. Personally, I'm still skeptical. I mean, if we zoom out, we are still, if this is a beginning uptrend, we are still very much in the beginning. But I know a few people are waited for that lowest point here, that 55-cent level. But I've throughout, always in every video, tried to tell you that don't wait for the lowest low. It might never happen. Looking at where we come from, and everybody who's been already in the crypto market, when we've seen that low here, that high at around $3.10 or $3.16, I think was the all-time high. No, a bit lower, $3.12. Knows that, I mean, the current level is just a third of where we were. I mean, it is still amazing. So I wouldn't call it FOMO in. It is pretty much just to wait until we've had a breakout above a certain level. And of course, everybody who's buying now has to live with the fact, or the situation that the price might drop still. We are not yet in a scenario or an area where I would say the low is definitely in. And after every strong move up, there will be at some point here a retracement again, and that would be again an opportunity to get in. But personally, I've always said that Cardano could have completed the correction already. It has done the minimum requirements. It's moved below the 61.8% fib level at any point in time, and Cardano has been very, very long in that correction. So the correction requirements are over. They are all fulfilled. So at any point in time, Cardano can start. And if you waited for the lowest point, then it's now, of course, a difficult decision what to do. But in the end, even though we moved up now from, of course, 75 cents to $1.10. I mean, how much is that really from that, roughly from that low? 40%. But in the end, other cryptos have already moved up 40%. And in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty much not a lot considering where we could go to. Yeah, and I'm talking here about a level of above $4.50 for Cardano. That is the minimum for that next major wave to the upside. But again, everybody who's going in now has to live with the fact that we might drop once more. You know, I can't tell you if that's going to happen. Currently, it's starting to look good. Personally, I have that long-term view. I won't take profits until we are way higher for Cardano. And I'm sure we get there, but do we get there already now? I'm not sure. Still very early days. I still expect Bitcoin to correct down. Therefore, I am still very skeptical about any move up. But of course, there are short-term gains possible. Now we've already moved up 40%. And yeah, that is why I always try to advocate not to wait for the lowest low. I always set my buy orders in chunks. And if the lowest one doesn't get triggered, that's fine. Then I'm waiting for the next entry with that batch that I still have money left over from. And that's fine. That has worked for me very well. And I've bought in batches, and I still find the current price very attractive for Cardano, absolutely, especially long term, or even medium term. Yeah, I mean short term we need to acknowledge that we've just moved up 40%, but still, in my opinion, that is still a very attractive price. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, just above $1, but it's an important level, that level above $1. But what is so important? What I actually wanted to show you. What I actually wanted to show you is here on the 4-day chart. Generally, the bullish signs are accumulating, okay? So on the 4-day chart, it's a very important chart for crypto in general. It's generally quite a relevant chart, the 4-day chart. Now, we don't see much here on the RSI. Yes, it's going up, and that's fine. What is important, though, is that bullish crossover on the MACD. On the 4-day chart, highly relevant. Last time we had such a bullish crossover, that was in August 21, and that led us to new all-time highs. Even here before that, when that happened, you moved to all-time highs back then, and yeah, I believe even before that. So that is a first really good sign. I mean, that's basically the second good sign after breaking through that resistance level. Next, I wanted to show you this one here, which is a bullish crossover on the ADX and DI, which is basically here a momentum indicator as well. It's basically a long signal. If you cross these bullish, and we're doing that at the moment on the 4-day chart, that is a long signal. It's a buy signal basically. I mean, yeah, it happened here before, and that was when we moved to 160. I remember that fake out middle of January. That was also a bullish crossover. It was, however, just invalidated again after that. Yeah, but yeah, whenever you had that on a sustainable basis here, again, August 21, you moved to new all-time high. So it's all about adding these pieces of the puzzle together, and we've got good signs here. You've got the MACD bullish crossover and the ADX bullish crossover on the 4-day chart, and that is quite relevant. And we see increased volume here. We had that long signal on the 2-day chart already here, I think on the 20th of March. So generally it is looking good for Cardano, yeah. Continuing here, the RSI nearly overbought now, nearly, yeah. And that is, it is really good to see that RSI on the daily that high. The RSI hasn't been that high on the daily since, well, pretty much here, since September, since the beginning of September. And that makes me wonder, is this something different now? Because all throughout this whole period here, we really, it didn't really move. Yeah, we had a few fake outs, but this is way higher than it was back then, at any fake out. So that is significant, okay? So we are adding the pieces to the puzzle together, and it's starting to look really interesting for Cardano. I'm not advocating any FOMO here, and at the moment, still, I would primarily still think we are going to come down once more, yeah? But it is starting to look interesting. And personally, I would probably wait for the next dip now to buy, but it is only what I would do. I mean, I already heavily accumulated throughout this whole downtrend anyway. And yeah, I am waiting. I'm ready. We are all ready, I think, for new all-time highs for Cardano. Now, this is not going to happen overnight, and I still think that Bitcoin is going to correct down once more, and that will drag Cardano down once more as well. But as I've always said, you know, I don't have the crystal ball. I don't know. We can only make decisions based on what we see in the charts, making informed decisions. And without a doubt, we were and we still are in very attractive price regions, especially given what the Cardano price is going to deliver medium term and long term. Now that's my view here on Cardano. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.